What's up, everybody? I'm Dear Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back and we are playing Assassin's Creed Mirage. Thank you Ubisoft for giving us early access to the game. I am going to be giving you some tips that are going to allow you to have the most smoothest experience going through the game. If you guys aren't familiar, they slowed down with this game. They kind of changed the formula. They made the world more compact. It's a 30-hour game instead of a 100-hour game, and the goal is to have a more refined experience. So I'm gonna give you some tips that will allow you to have a good experience playing through the game. Some things I recognize and I want to share with you guys. So without further ado, let's dive in. Tip number one, I would recommend playing this game as a stealth game. You can not say you can't do combat, but I recommend the stealth because it's when you start going against multiple enemies, it gets kind of wild, but it's such a cool experience. The way they slow things down, there's a lot of areas to hide, to dodge, to kind of like trick your opponents, that I recommend utilizing this stealth playthrough. For example, I got my little blow dart over here. I got these two dudes talking. Oh, he see me? Shoot one of those, put him to sleep. He was like, yo, what's happening here? And put another one to sleep, or I can choose to assassinate them. There's so many different ways you can go about taking out your enemy. They'll just be asleep for a little while, or I can assassinate them or leave them alone. Next tip I want to say while I'm over here is pickpocket everything. You see a little symbol on behind this person? You can tell behind their back that they're pickpocket eligible by that. And all you gotta do is hit the triangle right in the middle of that square. This dude over here, if you notice, his pickpocket symbol is a little different. He has a little orange on him because he is this. When you get his materials, you give him special somebody and then give you some special loot. So I would recommend pickpocketing everybody, and also too, anytime you see anything, go after it as well. So let's get this guy. Ooh, and you see we got it. We collected the artifacts, so now we can go turn those in and get some special treats. Next, let's talk about criminal activity. If you notice in the bottom right, there's 3 levels of activity when it comes to a wanted status. So if you're out there attacking people going crazy, let me raise my level up really quick. Right now I have 1 level. If I attack this guard, they saw that. Say I went up 2 levels. As you increase in level, the enemies that you go against get harder. So now at 2 levels, the people will recognize me. They're like, hey, call the guards when they see me. And also too, I will start getting enemies on top of buildings, which makes it a little harder to kind of get away. I would recommend staying out of level 3 because they summon at level 3. They summon some really strong dudes that are kind of hard to take down. So if you're wondering how do I get rid of my status, there's a couple of ways. One, there's this dude over here you can talk to. So you can come over here and you can give him one of your papers and he will remove your threat level and make him kind of go back to normal. But I wouldn't recommend doing that. What I'll recommend doing instead is, if you see at my waypoint in the middle, it's 14 milliseconds away, I would recommend removing the poster. So you remove a poster and instantly drops one of your levels. So instead of wasting your points, all you gotta do is look around. You'll see the little symbol show up on your map. You go remove the poster and you're good to go. The enemies are still chasing me, but once I lose them, people won't recognize me. The guards won't recognize me as easily, and you kind of go around the game with no hassle. The next tip is kind of open world 101. If you guys are new to playing open world games, I will recommend getting your waypoints quickly, as fast as you can. So viewpoints are these. When you get them, it allows you to fast travel to those areas in case you're doing a quest in that area, you want to find an item in that area. I would recommend you getting these first as you open up your world, so that you can kind of zip around everywhere without having to waste any time kind of going through the city. When it comes to skills, one of the skills I recommend you guys getting pretty early on is going to be Breakfall. It's amazing because what it does is, when you jump off a high building, you fall down and you roll and you don't die. You take a little bit of damage, but you no longer die from fall heights. And I'll show that right now. So I'm up here and boom. Look at that. Didn't die. That's a long distance. That's a very tall distance, and we didn't die. Took some damage, but we didn't die. Most of the time, you're not going to fall from that high. You'll probably fall from like up here, like 2 stories. But I highly recommend getting that skill earlier on. So speaking of skill points, you want to get that skill. How do you actually get skill points in the game to upgrade your character? Don't worry, there's no XP loop in this game when you take down an enemy or do a quest. You get your skill points by progressing through the story. As you do the main story, you get skill points. Some quests give you 2, some quests give you 3 skill points, which you can take and utilize in here and build your character the way you want to build. When it comes to combat, the tip I'll give you guys is just parry everything. There's multiple ways you can attack. One, be a samurai, be an assassin, take him out. But say you get into a fight, I would recommend parry and everything. Those red attacks you can't dodge, but the white strikes like that you can parry. So hit that, instant kill, off to the next enemy. Dodge that one. There's gonna be a skill later on that allows you to counter that as well. Well, for now, parry, boom, you're on your way. Easy. That's kind of how I approach combat. But more importantly, like I said earlier in the video, I would recommend just focus on stealth when you're playing the game, because one, it's fun, it's cool, and when you start fighting a lot of the stronger enemies, it kind of gets a little overwhelming. But that's kind of how I go about it. Last step I'll share, just have fun. The game is big, it's expansive, it's fun. You're a crazy assassin, stealth gameplay. So take the game at your own pace. There's lots of things to uncover. There's lots of lore in there that's hidden. There's lots of gear that's hidden that you can find as well that'll make you very, very powerful earlier on. So take your time, explore. There's no need to rush through the story, and kind of enjoy the experience. But thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're new, subscribe. Till next time, dear gamers, signing out.